Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Oh, I'm so excited this morning. It's special for two reasons. The first reason is this is Mosaic Sparks' first interview, right? And Mosaic Sparks is a platform for visionary women, for us to have these incredible conversations with these incredible women that maybe you have not heard of. And the thing about these women is, which I believe each and every one of us, we have that special thing inside of us. But these visionary women, no matter what, they're moving forward, right? They know that their purpose on earth, the reason why they came here, is to do some incredible impact. So before we get started and I bring on my incredible guest, my name is Leslie George and I'm the CEO founder of Mosaic Inc. Mosaic Inc. is a growth platform for women, for diverse Black women. And how do we help women? We do that by a few different ways. We help them find their voice by publishing their book. We do events. We do workshops. So, in all of that, underneath that umbrella with Mosaic Inc. is how do we help diverse Black women find their authentic voice and share that with the world? The core and the essence of me, I feel that that's so important. And for any of you that's joining us for today, if you want to connect with me, my website and everything is there. But now I have the pleasure of introducing my guest, first guest on the Mosaic Spark Show, none other than AKA Coach Becky. I'm gonna bring her to the stage and she's gonna tell you a little bit about herself. Good morning, good morning, good
Good
morning. How you doing?
morning. Good morning. Good morning. I want to say, first of all, I am so honored that I get to be the first.
Yes,
The first on Mosaic. I love that for both of us.
yes.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Rebecca Talton, also known as Coach Beck or Becky, depending on how you call my name. And I am the proud owner and founder of the Revive Life Coaching Consultants. I am a life coach and I help women. I get the opportunity to help women to move from stuck and into the purpose and plan God has for them. And I'm so super excited to be here this morning with you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction, Coach Beck. All right.
Mhm.
So we're gonna jump in and tell the people. So let's set that stage up. So tell the people
Yes.
what you have going on within the next 7 days. So let's start there,
Well,
and then we'll
the
jump in.
pressure, the pressure. What I have going on in the next 7 days is the Revive Life Coaching Consultants, also known as the RLC, is hosting the BFF Masterclass. It is business, it's finance, and faith. And we are super excited. We have some amazing speakers. We have a wealth of knowledge that will be in the room. There will be the opportunity to collaborate and connect. It's an environment that's set that you get to. I think that often we're looking to be in rooms and be at tables where we can grow and thrive. And we're creating that atmosphere for women who have been in those rooms where they felt unseen. But this is a room where you'll be seen and heard, and you'll get to engage, and you get to be around other women who think like you do. And it's all with the foundation of faith. We are showing how your faith is incredibly important, and you do not have to leave your faith behind when you're in business, when you're dealing with your finances, and when you're trying to discover what the plan and purpose God has for you. You don't have to leave God out of the plan. As a matter of fact, He needs to be at the helm of the plan. We'll have vendors, there's going to be food, excitement, fun, and we're super excited that on July 20th, it's all going down. And we got a little surprise that's happening on that day, which I'm sure we'll talk about more today.
Absolutely, we're gonna jump right into that. So thank you so much for that. And what I love about that is that um, women don't have to leave their faith. One
Mhm.
of the things that I find with women, coaching women over the last almost decade now, is that, and also being a woman myself, I can only come from my experience as well, right?
Right.
So what I find that we have to compartmentalize who we are. So when
Yes.
we go to work, we're this, right? So when you get to work, you've left that you're a mom. 5 years
Right.
before you walked in that door, all stuff was breaking loose because you may have a toddler, you may have a teenager, all kinds of stuff is going on, but you step into that work environment, and now all of that is in the back, right? So you get
Right.
to work and you're this, right? And as Black women, we have to do this performative thing. We have to perform. And so when we leave work, and then now the end of the day, we're going back home, and so we're mom, we're wife, we're all these other things. So we've been trained and conditioned to leave certain things behind. And so
Yes.
for you to intentionally create a company where women don't have to leave their faith behind, and also operate from a position of curiosity. Curiosity is one of my foundational words. I love curiosity because, and I keep that top of mind because I never want to be in the judgment zone. And so
Ooh,
when you're in the when the word curiosity continually sparks for me, that eliminates any type of judgment for me.
I love
And
that.
so as women are able to operate in their faith, and now you're teaching them that they don't need to leave parts of them behind. What you're also doing with that is now you're giving them permission to show up authentically in every space that they're
That's my word, Leslie,
in.
authenticity. I
That's
love
it.
that.
That's it. Because because faith is like one of the is very polarizing, right? So you can get
Mhm.
into a whole lot of conversations on faith, right? And
Right.
so to have a judgment free curiosity type area. And in terms of faith, right, there's so many different faiths, but if women are able to be themselves in that realm, wow, amazing. So thank you so much for what you're doing. So we're gonna jump right into it
Let's
because
do it.
you said if we're gonna talk about it, and we are gonna talk about it. You are launching your book on that day.
Scary and exciting at the same time.
Isn't that amazing?
It
That's
is amazing.
that's
It is
amazing.
amazing. I never saw this happening.
Wow, wow. God works in mysterious ways, but at the end of the day, as we were talking before we started, we have to be open to receive, right?
We have to be open to receive. I took that down in my notes because I'm definitely going to make application to that.
Yes, 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 yes. So, what inspired you to write this book? And how does it reflect your personal experiences or your beliefs? Let's talk about that. Talk about
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. The beginning is that I was in exploration. As I started this business, I knew it wasn't just about coaching. I knew it was going to be ever evolving, but I didn't know what that looked like. And I took this, I think through our journey of life, we take these little leaps of faith, right? We take these little jumps. I have a sister friend that says, you got to jump off the porch. And one of my first jumping off the porch engagements was that I went to Atlanta. I had seen this woman posting about how she does this big workshop, about how she teaches people. She's a coach. And she talked about book writing. That was a part of it. And I went to Atlanta by myself for a 3-day workshop under her teaching. And her big emphasis is that if you're in business of any kind, there's a book attached to it. And I had never thought about being an author. That was the farthest thing from my mind. And I thought, I don't even know if I have anything to talk about. And she said, whatever it is that's driving you to do what it is that you do, there's a book that can be attached to that. We often think about books that are about our life or about things we've been through, but she channeled it down to what is it that you do when you're coaching your in your coaching environment. And so my tag was I help women to move from stuck and into purpose. There it is. There's a book in that. But, over time, after I left that environment, I didn't know what to do with it. I had a title. I had even written out titles of chapters, but I didn't know how to fill it and how to move forward in it. But I had made this declaration at my first event last year that I would be coming out with a book, that there would be a book. And God is amazing how he connects people in places. I had reconnected with a friend of mine that's a mutual friend, Karan, and she connected me to you. And I was looking for someone who would help me to navigate, what does this look like? Now I got it in my mind and I have a general idea, but I don't know how to fill in it in. I don't know what to do with that. How do I move forward? And we connected, and it was, I don't do anything that I have long term. I do it really quick. And I expressed to you that, okay, I have a short amount of time. Do you think we can do this? And you said, absolutely. We're going to do this. So that put the fire under it. But I think undergirding and where it comes from in my faith and in my thoughts is that if I want to help people, I don't want to help them in small amounts or small spaces. I can realistically only coach so many people at a time. I work a full time job, right? Even in group settings, you have more people, but I want the message to get to the masses. How do you do that? Writing, because writing books can take your word, what your words can go anywhere in the whole world. You could express or teach or give what God has given you to many all over the whole world because it's in writing. So that's the gift of writing, and kind of where it comes from for me is that I know that I have something that I can give, and I know that I can help people because I was able to do it myself. Now I can take my words and share it with other people, and if they make application, they can do the same thing that I have done.
Wow, profound, absolutely profound. And I've had the privilege of, and I need to go back and count. I'm still saying 50 women, but I've had the privilege of helping 50 women get to bestseller. So, and it started kind of with my journey. But what I love that you said, because as a first time author myself, I felt the same way. I kept on saying for 20 years, I'm going to write a book. Well, the only reason why I was saying that is because I didn't know how to start and where to start. How many of you that are watching have an idea? You already started putting in the work. You would chapter titles. You were writing out there, but you didn't know where to start. And here's the thing, right? And that is why coaching and hiring professionals in the area of expertise that they're in is so important, because we don't need to know everything, right? And as we were talking earlier, one of the things that I, from coaching women, that I've discovered is that we have this thing that we don't want to ask. And especially for Black women, I don't know who told our great grandmama that asking for help for something that you don't know
Right.
will make you seem less than.
Hmm.
That's all in your head.
It
That
is.
that's stuff that you're making up. If you don't know, do you know how to change the oil in your car? That's
Sure
why
did
they
not.
got that's why they got the mechanics. Right? Do you know how to repair an engine? You go to the mechanic shop. Right? What's wrong with that? So it works the same way in every area of our life. So thank you so much for sharing that, because you've really given, for me and for others that are watching, this foundation that it is okay to ask. You may have some parts of it, but you don't know the whole thing, and
Right.
so you need somebody to help you put all those ingredients together, put that wonderful thing in the oven, so that other people can enjoy the beautiful
And
thing.
you know what, Leslie, I just thought about when you were saying that is that I think often pride, the P word, pride gets in our way because we think, because if it's something that I know about, I should be able to execute. And asking for help from somebody who specializes in a thing doesn't make you less than. It actually equips you to be more undergirded and stronger. We're stronger together. And I think that's where we miss it, is that we feel like there's some lack in us if we have to ask for help. There's not a lack. We just all have something very special that God has given us, and we just need to learn how to collaborate those things.
Absolutely. Love that. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna pop over to. Can you share a moment in the book that you found particularly challenging or even rewarding to write, and tell us why?
Ooh. Well, let's just be, honest. I felt it all challenging. Because as much as, I think that I give, like if you're, some things you feel like you do really well, you take pride in them. I feel like I master communication. I think I can, off the dome, have conversations. But there's a difference from communicating things and writing them in a way that people can. understand what you're saying, and it has a certain flow, and it has a certain engagement. And I had to learn that even though I can speak things and people can gravitate towards what I'm saying, writing that down in a way that's easily understood is a lot more challenging than I gave it credit. And so I was challenged in communicating what I wanted to say in a way that people could follow it, and it would be understandable, and it would be engaging. So I would say I struggled with that throughout the book. If I thought about a part of it that I think was the most challenging, is giving the details of how I got from the place, or moved from the place of being stuck and moving into the place of purpose, because it didn't happen in one lump sum. It was cumulative over time, and making sure that I gave the details of that this doesn't happen overnight. It is a gradual progression to get from a stuck place and into purpose, and it has a lot of highs and lows. And I wanted to be very intentional and very honest and open about that, so that people don't think that I'm speaking from a platform of I've arrived, but that this was a process and I'm still in process.
I absolutely love that. Here's the key word that I love that you said about things don't happen overnight. So going back to the society that we're in a popcorn microwave type of society, and I'm always going to speak from a place of women, and also from a place of Black women. Like I
Hmm.
said, that's what I experience, that's what I know. And there's a lot of things that can rob us, I feel, from really operating at our highest, whatever season that you're in. And so when you're operating from a place of, wow, I ain't got this yet. Oh, geez, like when is this thing gonna happen? I'm watching everybody else on social media, like they just got it going on. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe what my teacher said in the third grade, she know what she's talking about. Maybe my drunk uncle, and maybe my auntie that didn't have nothing good to say about nobody. Maybe
Hmm.
they were right, right? Because I ain't got this thing yet. Everything is gradual.
Hmm.
Everything is a process. And if
Process.
we can really take those things and really understand that no matter what you're going through, everything is a process. And so, and I even love what you said, that you don't want to speak from a place that you have arrived, because we're always moving in different seasons. So you might be at the top of your ceiling for this season, but because you're in a growth mindset, you're moving on to another one,
Right.
right? And so if we can keep that in mind, of always being in self-awareness,
Hmm.
self-development, growth, you never arrive,
You
but
never arrive.
you enjoy the journey. And
Yes.
that's the process. Oh, thank you
Even
so
when
much
it's
for that.
hard, even when it's hard.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Like I said, this is our first show, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking because I'm trying to find us live, and I don't even know if we're live, so I might have to upload this later. But it's okay,
Yeah.
right? Because I've been wanting to do this for a long time,
Hmm.
and I finally figured out the formula that for me, I love to be in energy of other women. And
Hmm.
so why not have a show where I'm interviewing other women? That's really where that's really where um, I illuminate,
Hmm.
right? I
Hmm.
we talked about teams. I love building teams. I love to be in teams. So hence the word mosaic sparks. When we have conversations, when two people, three people, four people can have conversations, it's gonna spark. It's gonna spark. And if one is in a growth mindset, not only it's going to spark, it will help elevate that person's thoughts and perceptions. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're
All
welcome.
right. You mentioned the word authentic is your word.
Hmm.
I'm gonna throw something at you. How do you stay authentic and true to yourself, in your professional career, in your coaching practice, in your entrepreneurial journey?
I think that looks like having people that are close connected to you that will tell you the truth in love. I think I keep people around me who are like-minded but different from me. So that when I get in a place where I am troubled, concerned, I can share my truth, or even if I'm not sharing my truth and I get out of pocket. Let's be honest. If I get out of pocket, those people are around me that will get me back in alignment. I think that we often think that if we have people around us who are like-minded, who are just yes, always go, yes, you're right, you're right, you're right. We think that we're being fortified by that, but we're really not. You want to have people that encourage and motivate you, but you want also people around you who will tell you the truth. And when you're out of alignment, they will say, Beck, you got to pull it back. Beck, you need to do this. And I am forever grateful that I have people in my camp that I can be honest with. Like even this 7-day wait, right? We have this big event that's coming up. And there's things that I'm challenged by, and that I can call them up and say, look, this is where we are. And I'm just sharing this with you so that I can share it and get it out of my head and out of my mouth. And I am concerned, right? I am nervous about it, but I'm trusting God at the same time. Can you be with me on that? And they go, yeah. And here's what I can interject. You never know when you share where you are, how somebody might come up with an idea that might be the answer to your problem. But if you self isolate and you say, I got this, and you don't open your mouth, then people can't share and help you out of the place you're in. So I'm grateful that I have people that I can be honest and transparent with.
Wow. You are such a wise woman. Because for us to know that what I love what you said is like-minded but different for me. Like that's huge. Because yes, nobody wants to be around people that's not going to help them grow.
Right.
Because if if everything is yes and nothing is, you're not challenging me, I'm not growing. Like
Hmm.
I'm stagnant. And so the like-minded but different for you, and the trust. That's Let's talk
A
about that.
foundation of trust.
Let's talk about that. That's trust, because one, you are trusting the people that are around you for your self-development.
Right.
And sometimes there's some things that are subtle that we may not even talk about, but that's
Right.
huge,
Right.
right? That
I think in
trust.
that area of trust too, it's that you can be vulnerable in that space and let them know that as much as, especially because people are relying on you, you are the one, you are mosaic, right? So people are relying on you to get it done. They're relying on you to give instruction. What do we do? How do we do it? And to be put yourself in that vulnerable space to say, I don't know how this is going to work. Like I have the thought, I know the vision, but I'm not sure how the pieces are going to come together. To be vulnerable in that space opens up to your people to allow them to give what they have to the process.
Awesome. And that's why Mosaic Sparks is about highlighting visionary women,
Hmm.
right? Because, like you said, you have the vision, it's all up here, right?
Hmm.
You have the vision, but you may not know the layout.
Right.
And visionaries rely on people to be able to help them with that.
You
And
can't do it
that's,
alone.
as we talk about things that we really don't talk about, that's also something that nobody really talks about. Now, I believe in the male realm, they do, because they have various outlets, whether they're playing golf or they're doing
Hmm.
whatever, and they're talking things out, because they're not talkers like us, but they may talk things out in a different area.
Right.
And I'm male, so I don't really know much about that, but just from observation. But for us, we are communicators.
Right.
But at the same time that we're communicators, as someone that may have the vision, that doesn't mean that they don't still need people in their camp to check,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Visionary is not void of you being checked,
Right.
right? Visionary is not void
Right.
of you wanting to have certain people that are anchors, right? Because we need anchors.
Mm-hmm.
Visionaries need anchors, not people that are, you know. Let me just go with that.
Yeah.
Indecisive. For
Yeah.
me, in this, if you want my gears to grind, that you can hear it loud, is just be indecisive,
Make a
right?
decision
Because
already.
oh
Yeah.
my goodness, because see, here's what that tells me. When you are indecisive, what it tells me is that wow, I can't really trust you to make any type of firm decision.
Right.
And
That's
not
a good
only
thing.
that, if you're decisive with me, that's pretty much a behavior that you have.
Mm, that's a thing.
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to write that down. I'm gonna have to write that down because you look, that speaks volumes. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Don't think that somebody is this way in this area and they're
That's a
not.
pattern
And
of behavior for sure.
it's a pattern of behavior. And so sometimes we may not see those, right?
Right.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday that I just popped up. Never heard it before. And two visionaries again. And what the one the interviewer asked the interviewee was a profound question. I can't remember the question. I just remember the answer. The answer is the people that I want on my team are people that are passionate about what they do.
Mm,
What she said was because she's in the female empowerment realm. She says I don't necessarily need them to be passionate about female empowerment. I need them to be passionate about what they do. So if
mhm.
they are a graphic designer and they are excited about graphic design and they're calling me and telling me, have you seen the new this and the new that? That's the person. And I was like, damn, that makes so much sense.
It makes all the sense. Passion drives a lot of things. Passion will drive you to be up at night. You wake up thinking about it, you think about it through the day, you go to bed, it's in your thoughts, and you can do a whole lot with passion.
Yes. So when we are looking for those people that's going to that are like-minded but different for us to be in our camps as
Mhm.
visionaries,
Yeah,
we need to be sure that we are looking for those strategic people that are passionate in their areas because we know
absolutely.
that they're going to bring that fire to us.
They do bring the fire. They're the ones. I mean, as soon as you said that, I was thinking about some of the ladies on my teams, and everybody has their little pocket area of how they contribute, and then you have those ones that are just fired up. That first thing in the morning, they're sending you a text. Good morning. Did you think about blah blah blah? Did you know that this needs to be done? Here's what I'm doing right now. Like they run on their own energy. It's not like you have
Yes.
to convert. You don't have to converse to have. Did you do this? They're asking you what you did. This is what I'm doing. Here's what I got. Take a look at it. I mean, they're moving at the speed of light because they're people who are passionate about what they bring to the table. And what I love about that, and what's the great opportunity that we have through the collective, is that if they have that energy and fire for you, then you can switch that out and have the same energy and fire for them when it's their turn. It's a
Ooh,
it's a give and take.
it's a give and take. Love that.
Give and take.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
That's good.
Mhm.
I'm writing that one down. That's a good one. Right? Because it's a reciprocal process.
It is there's a I used to joke with the ladies. I say, I heard TD Jakes preached this sermon, and he said there cannot be relationship without reciprocity. And at the time I'm like, reciprocity, oh, that's a big word. Let me look that up. And you have to have this exchange. My friend says there, with the same energy in which I show up for you, I would like to have that same energy. And that's what we're required to do in relationships. We're
Ooh,
required to do it.
ooh, girl, I need an emoji button. I need some kind of button going on here. Put all over the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that's we don't talk about that. But
Hmm.
that's so key.
Mhm.
That is so key. Relationship without reciprocity.
Mhm.
I think I like that because I know we use the word support,
Yes.
right? We use the word support, and that can look that can
Similar.
look it can look similar,
Mhm.
but it's not really
Mhm.
saying that and keeping that on the forefront of the intentionality of it,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
I can support you or not,
Right. And I could do it
right?
from a distance. Support in my mind can be at different levels.
Yes,
My
yes,
support could be that you're doing something and I might show up, right?
yes,
My support can be that you're having an event and I buy a ticket.
right.
But then there's the reciprocity, meaning that I'm showing up like you show up with the same energy level. Like I'm working hard, like this is my thing. Like I am hands down, I am about it. And I show up in a way that you feel the impact of my presence. You feel it.
Oh,
You know that I've shown up and you could see it tangibly because everything that I've contributed made it so that what you're doing can be the best presentation of what you're doing.
oh, we're gonna let
Yeah.
that simmer for a little bit. That's just that is so good. That
That's
is like
good.
this
That's
a
what I'm
good
feeling. That's what I'm feeling, Leslie, is that the gravity and the weight that people take on, they take time out of their big, like I don't take it lightly that people have put aside time in their day and their night uh, every day to make sure that the thing that I had in my mind manifests in a way that we all agree that it should. And it's more than that because God adds his part, but they're giving everything they have in the area that they're in expertise to make sure that it flows and that it is what it needs to be. I'm forever grateful for that. I'm forever grateful for that. So the least I could do is when it's their turn, show up in the same manner.
absolutely.
That's the
Yeah,
least.
absolutely. And see, we forget that everything goes around in a circle. And
Yes.
and not only that, my pastor said something many years ago. He said that when God shows up in an area and blesses someone
Mhm.
um, that I'm connected to, I'm
Mhm.
excited
Yes.
because I know that He's in the neighborhood,
He's in the area. Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that's what you're saying as well, because
Yeah.
as you are the visionary and you've gotten the vision, but now you have these people that have come now to help spread this thing out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They understand that
Mhm.
my turn,
My turn. My
my turn.
turn.
They
My
got
turn.
next,
They got
right?
next.
They
And
got next.
everything, and there's this song that we sing in our choir that everything attached to me wins. So I say if I go up, we
Every
going
day.
up together.
Every
Everything
day.
attached to me wins. Somehow there's a win in this for you because everything attached to me is gonna win. And if you can get people to buy into that, because it's fact, God has got us all, that sometimes somehow this exposure is going to advance and give you an exposure that you might not have had, and it's going to grow and do something in your own thing, your thing, the thing that God, the purpose and plan God has for you, everything attached. Hmm.
Okay. That was
Yeah,
amazing. Thank you so much. Now we're
yeah.
gonna switch gears now. We're gonna go
We're
to
switching gears.
we're
Okay.
switching gears. How do you handle criticism and negative feedback? Because
Ooh,
you putting a book out there, you're gonna put a book out there.
and some
And
people are not gonna like it.
that's
That
one of the
part.
big that's one of the things that can help
Yeah,
people stay stuck
yeah,
about writing a book and putting
yeah,
putting this thing out, right? So
yeah.
how do you handle that
I think that
negative
yeah, the
criticism?
negative possibilities and potential. Um, I think that I think God has made me a little bit different. Like nobody likes negative feed. Like let's be honest, everybody wants to be loved and respected and think that their thing is the best thing. But I think that if there are people who have negative impact, you got to look to see if there's any good in it. Some people are just going to give negative feedback because that's just who they are. So always consider the source. That's one thing. I always try to consider the source. But if somebody gives me corrective It's going to help me be better. If they say that, coach, listen, you gave this was great, or you could have done this a little bit better, I can take that for the next round. That's something that I can incorporate that will help me to be better. I always think, is it corrective or is it just negative? Just negative just has to do with that person and how they think. But corrective is going to help me be better if I'm able to absorb it. It's just how you receive a thing. Always consider the source. There are people out there, when we put things out there on social media, we are already taking a calculated risk. Everyone, when you do, I do the To Be Honest Tuesdays every Tuesday. Everybody's not going to think, some people may dissect it and say, that's not word centered. I don't know where she's getting that from. People will do, but is it serving the greater good? And am I helping more people than am I helping more people? Am I hurting people by anything I'm saying? The answer is no. So you have to do an internal gauge. Is it helpful? Is it true? Is it something that can help me be better? Am I able to absorb it? Or is it just negative just because people, you know what I mean? Do the divide, do the math, and then keep going.
And that is why you are the author of Move from Unstuck to Purpose. That is
Yes.
why,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because consider the source.
Consider the source.
Corrective or is it negative? I love that because everybody got an opinion.
Everybody's got opinions.
Everybody got an
It's
opinion.
okay.
Whether everybody got an opinion.
Everybody got something to say.
So I love that. So I hope that those that are watching, if you're not able to take notes now, if you can go back and take notes, because corrective, is it corrective or not? And consider the source. Absolutely love that. So, as we're getting ready to wind down, thank you so much for honoring us to accept the invitation to be here this morning. This has been such a delight so far. So, absolutely love it. And I'm excited for next Saturday for the
Too.
book launch. And, for me, it's even doubly excited, right? Because I have not. I launched my book in 2019,
Oh, wow.
and then we had COVID. So a
Yes.
lot of the clients that I've been helping have been online. So I have not seen or been to a client's book launch. So this
Oh,
is
I'm excited. I'm
absolutely,
excited. I get
absolutely
to do a lot of firsts with you. I'm excited
right.
about that. I'm excited about that.
So that is just going to be so I'm so speechless for that,
Mhm.
and excited as well, and I know that it's going to be super impactful, because of where you're coming from, right?
Right.
And the different nuggets that you're sharing about how to move from that stuck place, because in different areas in our lives, different seasons in our lives, different times in our lives, we do find ourselves stuck.
We all
And
get stuff.
and this book is going to be a great tool for women
Yes.
to help them move from that place. So yeah, so thank you so much. So what legacy do you hope to leave behind with all this incredible work that you're doing?
Ooh, I love that question. I want to leave a legacy for my children and my grandchildren and their children's children, that it is never too late to say yes to God's plan and purpose. I think
Ooh,
that I felt like I had a late start. I felt like I was a late bloomer, but a blessing delayed is never denied. And if I can, in the latter part of my life, do all of these things that I've done back to back with, I mean, it's almost like reckless abandon. I mean, last year I did the rebranding, and right behind it, I did we had a boot camp, and then we did a retreat for women. And then we said, we're coming back next year, we're going to do it again. And then how can we do more? And I'm constantly looking for how I can grow and expand and become, because it's never too late. And the thing that God has assigned to your life, you could be walking in it, and it's ever growing and ever evolving and involves so many people. And you get to do this thing. You get to show up and impact people's lives in some way. And what a gift that is, to be able to do what God created you to do. I can't even emphasize enough how honored I am and how blessed and how grateful I am that I found it. I found what God made me to be. And I get to be that every day, whether I'm on the people's job, whether I'm at the grocery store, whether I'm in a coaching session, or whether I'm at an event like what's going to happen next week. I get to show up being who God made me to be. There's no better place to be. There's no better place to be.
Wow, profound. You found it.
I found it.
You found
I
it.
found it. I found it. And I can never go back from that. And if I could teach my children that it's okay to be afraid and take a leap of faith and know that you're going to land sometimes, you're going to fall on your behind sometimes, but that God is always present and He will always make opportunity for you to keep moving and becoming. And it's not just for you, it's for the people's lives that you'll be able to impact.
Mm,
That's the legacy I want to leave for them, to know that you can do this because you were, before you were even born, it was already in you. All you got to do is start walking.
mm, mm. That's an impactful statement right there because let's go back to being stuck. A lot
Yeah.
of people get stuck because I might want to do it perfect. I might,
Yeah.
I don't have all the things for the thing.
Mm, mm, mm,
And
mm.
as you say, you get to be
Mhm.
even on the people's job when
Yeah.
you get that. That's who you are.
That's who I
You
was
get
made to
to
be.
be. And once we can dial into who we are, how he made us, the purpose he made us for. Because a lot of times we forget that each and every one of us have a purpose.
Yeah.
A chair was not made for you to prop your foot up on. It was not made to hold the door with.
Mhm.
It was not made to, I don't know, whatever people use a chair for
Mhm.
besides sitting in it.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
what a chair was made for. And
Mhm.
so that is an analogy I always go back to because I know that I was made with a purpose.
Yeah.
And once we find and know what that purpose is, we just move in that
There's the
because
authenticity right there.
that's it right there. Because you have to move in that, and you
Yeah.
are that,
Yeah.
right? One of the things Mosaic Ink, and one of the things with Mosaic I say is that think of a mosaic tile. It
Mhm.
has colors, shapes, sizes, textures, all these difference that are coming together to form this beautiful tile,
Mhm.
right? And so that's kind of how I kind of look at the world. And as I talk about diverse Black women, is
Mhm.
I look at women that we're all so different. But
Right.
at the end of the day, that purpose is that beautiful tile,
Ooh, I love that.
right? That's that beautiful tile. We all have a purpose, and that purpose is never outside of us.
Right. Right. And
It is,
beautifully connects us.
oh,
Talk about
love it.
that, and I'm looking at your background. It's just that we're interconnected and we piece together and how we become this beautiful pattern when we're connected.
That's beautiful. Mm,
Mhm.
mm, mm, mm.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm gonna give you one last question, and then if there's anything else that you want to talk about, please feel free.
Okay.
Um, so, if you could leave with one lasting message or piece of wisdom, what would it be and why? And if you
Ooh.
want to, take some time to think about that,
Ooh, you coming in hot and heavy, Leslie. What one thing? What one thing?
if you
I
want to, if you
guess
want to use two, if you want to do, you
I
could.
guess the one thing is to give your yes. Just give your yes. As afraid as you might be, as you may not have all the answers, it may just be the scariest thing you've ever done, but saying yes will be the pivotal point to your beginning. It's just say yes. Just give God a yes, and I promise you that doors and windows will be open like you've never seen before. I'm not saying it's an easy journey and that, once you say yes, everything is amazing and you just go and everything's perfect. It's lacking perfection, But when you say yes, the things that you will see and the places you will go and the people you will connect to just because you said yes. That's all
Wow.
God needs is a yes.
That's it. Just
That's
just
all he needs.
just your willingness.
Your willingness to just say
Yeah.
yes. And
Yeah.
it's really wherein you don't have you may not even know where that yes is going to take you. And people get stuck because they're afraid to take the first step because we like to know in advance, right? But faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things you don't see. And so if we say we're women of faith, for many of us, we say we walk in faith, that means you have to go blind.
Mm. Mm. Hold on, let me write that down.
You
That means you
gotta
have.
go blind. Now that's
Mm.
hard. Nobody's saying that's an easy
Oh
thing.
yes, because
It's
I
that's
know,
rough.
I know
That's
there's
rough.
some women. There's some women watching us saying, "Ooh, Becky and Leslie, that's easy for y'all to say."
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's not easy. Nobody's
yeah.
saying it's easy. I'm saying it's
Mm.
required.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm
It's
saying it's
necessary.
required.
It's
It's
necessary.
necessary. I like that word. It is necessary for you to go with your eyes wide shut because of the fact that God really wants to know that we trust him enough to step out into the deep places. And I'm not speaking from a place that I don't know. I'm out there deep. I already told you, Leslie, I'm out here real bad. In every sense of the word, I am out here. Who launches a book in a matter of a couple of months before a big major event? This I'm out here so bad. But when we get to the other side of this, you and I will be able to look back and say, wow, look what God has done.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I say all the time to women is that I am blessed, grateful to be a part of the journey, to
Mm-hmm.
be a part of women's journey.
Right.
Like you said, when we first met, I said, "Yeah, we can get it done," but I said, like, I'm gonna be on you,
And
like
you
no,
have, and
like nobody's business.
you have. I said I got so many irons in the fire, but baby, Leslie is gonna be like, you gotta get this done. And I
Yeah,
need it right now. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. I was riding in the car last night saying, I gotta get these scriptures back to her right now. I'm on my way to a birthday party. I gotta get them out. And she said she needs them now.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
how it
yes,
is.
yes, yes, absolutely the yes,
So
and
yes.
going blind
You gotta go
because
blind.
going in blind. Have you ever, back in the day when we was kids, they used to do the blindfold thing. You mentioned
Mhm.
birthday party,
Yeah.
and I think you do that easily when you're a kid, but as an adult, because I know if my kids tell me, and my husband tell me, "Mommy, close your eyes," I'm like, "What? Why? What
What
am
you
I doing?
doing? What
Where
you
we
doing?
going? What did this?
Yeah.
I got all the questions, right? But if we go in blind with that blind faith,
Mhm.
mm, we're just saying, I'm a willing vessel
I'm willing.
for you
Yes.
because I know that you have designed me for impact.
Yes. For
And
impact. I love that.
impact.
Yeah.
Like I know with every fiber of my being that God has designed me to impact women. That is not a
Yes.
question for me. It
There's
is
no
not
question about it.
there's not a question, a conversation. We even talk about it. That is my divine assignment.
It would divine I love, divine I love. And I think that where people get misguided with their purpose, they're like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what it is. It's hard for me to find it. It's so much a part of you, you're probably missing it because you minimize it. But if you want to do a quality check of what your purpose always puts you in the position to help other people. You being blessed by it is the residual of the purpose. The purpose is made for you to impact the lives of other people. That's how you know it's purpose. And you get the
Amen.
residual blessings of that.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Because
Mhm.
it can never be just for you.
It can't and be purpose.
No.
Can and be purpose. It
Yeah.
just can't.
And the other one, and I don't know what scripture this is, but it is about be fruitful and multiply.
Mm-hmm.
For
Mm-hmm.
me, I take that as part of the impact,
I love that
right?
because I never associated that with.
Most
That's
most
good
people don't.
though.
Most people don't. See, I take that as, for me, my my tree,
Yeah.
me, my tree, when people pick something from my tree,
Right.
every fruit has seeds in it. You
Mm.
picked from my tree,
Mm.
right? You're gonna pick a fruit or something from my tree that God done gave
Right.
you. God done developed all of this, right?
Right.
And then I don't know how many other seeds and how many other people you're gonna impact because you came with my tree.
Ooh.
So when we talk about be fruitful and multiply, when I hear people talk about having children and all of that, I don't really listen to that. I look at it as impacting the world.
Mm.
How are you impacting the world
That's
with
good.
your fruits?
That's real
Your
good.
fruits got an impact. If your fruits ain't impacting, I'm gonna tell you something like what my daughter said. Well, you just need to go and get up out of here because you
Mm-hmm.
ain't doing nobody no good.
Nobody. And what the scriptures say about a tree that does not produce, he dries it up so it does not ever produce again. If
There you
you
go.
are unbear, you're not a tree that bears fruit. You know what? Okay, I already wrote that down because I never looked at it in the context of that. But isn't that absolutely right?
That's how I've always seen it.
People are
That
pulling fruit that have seeds. Those seeds now become other fruit, and it goes on and on. So,
on.
what is your tree producing?
What you producing?
Mm, mm, mm,
What
mm,
you producing?
mm, 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 mm.
If you're not impacting, go and get up out of here.
You're not doing no good, no earthly good,
What?
no
And then
earthly
here's
good.
the thing, right? The
Mm,
the tree gotta be nourished.
mm.
There's so much to that. There's
There's
so
a
much
whole.
to that.
That's very heavyweight, Brian. That'll preach. That'll preach. That's a lot. That's a lot going on right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's good right
yeah,
there.
yeah. So I want when people pass and pick some off this tree.
hmm
They picking some good fruit. They're gonna take
hmm
that wherever they taking, and they're gonna continue with that. Because like I
And
said,
those seeds will continue to produce. I love that.
yes,
I love
every
that.
fiber in me, I know that I'm about impact. I know that.
And knowing that makes the hard times a little bit easier to manage because you
Absolutely.
know that it is does not with it's not coming into your life to hurt you, but to grow you. It's like the
Yes.
pruning of the tree, since we're on the tree. Those pruning
Oh,
times are painful, but they help the tree to inevitably produce more.
yes. Absolutely. And
Yeah,
and like you said, during them pruning times, it's not
it's
it's
rough.
not easy. It's not easy because sometimes you're saying, okay, God, what you doing?
Well,
But
what
I,
is
I
happening, Father?
but,
Yeah.
but here's the thing that I do. I do say, I don't understand what you got me going through right now, but I
hmm
do know that there's a lesson on the backside of it.
There's something to it, God. I'm
I,
riding the ride. I like to
I say,
say,
I say it
Leslie,
all
I'm
the time.
riding the ride. I'm not
I say it
jumping
all
off.
the time.
I'm riding the ride.
Yep. I said right now, I'm not in a good spot right now. You're not.
Don't know what you're doing, Jesus. I don't, I don't understand it in full,
Okay.
but I'm going to stay on the ride and I'm going to ride until the wheels fall off. I'm going to ride
Committed
until
to
the
this
wheels
thing.
fall off
Committed to
because
this.
I think one of the things that maybe I did not say is that the reason why we trust him is because we have history. And if
Mm,
we look back in the times where we've had the best of times and where we have the low places, he was always there. And because we can look back and see what he's done in the past, and he's the God that never changes, he's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. We know that we can trust him for our right now and for our future because of what he's done in our past.
absolutely.
hmm
Yes, you are so right about that.
hmm
That's good. Thank
hmm
you for that. Ooh,
Welcome.
all right.
I'm excited. This is
So
a wonderful way to start a day.
I know, right?
I love this.
Thank you. Thank you. All
hmm
right. So I want the people to know to stay tuned to you because you are going to be releasing your pre-sales for your ebook within the next 24, 48 hours. So,
Yes. That's nice.
people, stay
Yes.
tuned to Coach Beck as
Yes.
she is going to release her. You'll see the cover, you'll see all of that good stuff. But the thing is that she wants you to help her get to Amazon bestseller. So
Yes.
stay tuned to her because you're going to get that charge within the next 20, probably next 48 hours. As she's going to release that on her social media, on the pages. She may even go live.
I
Um,
might. You know how I
she may
like to go
even
live.
she may even go live and all of that. So
Mhm.
this has been, thank you, like I said again, thank you for honoring us as our first guest.
So
This has been
excited.
something in my mind for well over a year and a half. This has been going back and forth, and finally, let's just go ahead and pull the trigger.
Let's
And
do it.
yes, let's just do this thing, right? Walking it
Yep.
blind, just
Gotta go
walking
blind.
this,
You gotta go blind.
walking this thing blind. So
Yeah.
yes, so this has been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Any last words before we get up out of here this morning?
I would just say that whoever logs in, I just thank God for the connections, right? I thank God for the connections to Leslie and Mosaic. What a blessing she is to the people that's lives she's touched. I'm grateful that she's come into my life and touched my life. I pray that as you guys look at this, that you not only for the BFF, which will be July 20th, which is next Saturday at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the XD event space. You'll see it on my social media, Rebecca Talton, Coach Beck, Revive Life Coaching Consultants. Get your tickets and come on out because I promise you when you get there, you will not be disappointed. But more than that, this book is a birth of something, right? It is the birth of something that I couldn't have imagined, but I'm hoping that you will help me to not only make it the Amazon bestseller, but that it will help you to move from stuck and into the purpose and plan God has for you. So God bless you in advance for your support.
Thank you, and everyone have an incredible rest of your day. We're gonna pop out of here now, and hope to see all of you in the place next Saturday.
Mhm.
Did you give them the address?
I did not. I think it's 7400 Lake Worth Road. But if you go to my social media page, you'll see all of the flyers. It gives you all of the information and get your tickets today.
Get your tickets today. All right, y'all. Bye for now. Until when we
Bye.
meet again. Bye.
Blessings.